Hello, I'm Kaylee Holtgren, Content Director for Chief Marketer and PR News. We are here at CES, the final day, talking marketing and technology. We are joined by Emily Ketchen, her title's awesome, CMO and SVP of Intelligent Devices Group and International Markets at Lenovo. Welcome.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
So the first thing I'd like to ask is, how are you cutting through all the noise at CES and presenting your brand to all the attendees, since there's so much going on here?
Such a good question with all the activity this week. I would say the primary way that really we have sought to break through is the keynote that we delivered on Tuesday night at the Sphere here in Las Vegas, which was a great moment for our particular brand. We did that this year for a number of reasons. First of all, we had a huge number of products that we wanted to launch. We are on the cusp of the activation of FIFA, which will go live in 2026. And actually, Lenovo powers Sphere Studios. And so we actually had a great confluence of stories to tell. It is the most technical, the most immersive, and one of the most incredible environments in which to host a keynote. We had a whole series of industry luminaries, and we announced Lenovo Qira, which is a wonderful new set of technologies that we are putting forth as a platform and ecosystem to unite all of our devices with AI. So it really felt like the right year for us to be able to do something very unique and very special. And we've had all kinds of activations all over town and lots of out of home. It's been a very, very important marketing moment for us this year at CES.
Yeah, I noticed that your presence is a lot stronger this year. The Sphere, then you have all kinds of activations as well. So can you talk a little bit about Lenovo's AI innovations that you have announced at CES this year?
Yes, I think coming back to Lenovo Qira, that's probably one of the greatest moments that was an announce for us. So if you think about the work that we've been doing to create AI PCs and our AI phones in the context of sort of hybrid AI, there's been a lot of conversation about that. And what we actually launched is a software platform, an ecosystem that unites our phones, tablets, and PCs together. And what's super exciting about that is what this AI will be able to do for you. So to give you an example, here we are at CES. We've both been on the go and potentially away from our devices. And so I have the ability to go to my phone and say, hey Qira, catch me up. And it will catch me up as I have asked it to, with all the different things that I have missed. I mean, I think there's such an amount of app fatigue. We're in and out of apps 1,200 times a day. And so being able to have that particular technology built in across our devices is a way that we think about making AI truly personal and truly useful. And so we've been super, super excited about that in the context of our strategy. That's on the personal side, and very excited to launch that this next quarter and have people experience AI. I think we've talked a lot about it. This is really a way for us to deliver it, and so super excited about that.
Mm-hmm. So there have been all kinds of tech trends that we have both heard about this past couple of days. In your opinion, after CES, what trends do you think will stick for 2026?
I think one of the most important trends for marketers is really going to be the way in which we listen to our customers. And I think that's going to be much more dynamic. It will evolve through the use of AI. But for us, we're super keen to really dig into the way that we listen to Gen Z. And so we have established a Gen Z board, and we actually took the step to bring the board to CES. So they've been with us on the journey all week long. They've been at the Sphere, they've been at our activations, they've been in our product areas. We launched more than 60 brand new products. So we're in the process of standing up that board and getting their feedback, which is, I think, a very, very important thing for brands, Kaylee, to do today, right? They need to be listening, and it goes much beyond sort of what you think, but it's important to be representing the customer. Marketing is the voice of the customer. And so we're very excited about that. Our founding board members are here, and we'll build on that and add some more along the way. But I think it's a really unique way of listening to the next step and understanding as brands what's happening out there in the marketplace.
That's fascinating. It's very interesting. So a lot of companies are spending a lot of money on AI, but the ROI is it's not 100%. We've heard a lot of examples from various brands and panelists about things that are working. But overall, how can brands ensure that they are guaranteed some ROI from all this really extensive investment that's happening?
Yeah, it's a great question. First and foremost, I think ROI is incredibly important, and you will hear and probably have heard me talk about the importance of the relationship between the CMO and the CFO. Mm-hmm. I think there's no more important relationship in the organization, right? My CFO is keenly aware that what we are driving is price inelasticity, right? So the less we have to discount our products, the better off we are. So that is the first thing I would say. The second thing I would say is you should be thinking about ROI, and you should be mining that across all of your activations. So let me give you an example. We are very, very committed to our partnership with F1. Now that carries with it all kinds of marketing activities, and we have a fairly rigorous way in which we measure that. We have a 4-pillar strategy, so it's all about the technical integration with the partnership. It's about the communications frame, the marketing frame, and then our sort of experiential frame. How do we bring customers to experiences like the F1? And the way that we measure that is tangible and intangible. And that combination of both of those metrics come together to really put together a tapestry of how we've performed. And what we seek to do is share that across the organization, optimize it, get better, and then just try to up the bar. There is honestly no golden chalice in ROI and how you measure it, but you have to be rigorous, you have to be disciplined, and I'm a big believer that you need to lean into the science here as much as you possibly can to calibrate against the investments that brands are making. And I think it's very exciting actually to sort of unpick it. It's something that we're all thinking about and working on at all times, but you can have a much better conversation if you walk into that conversation informed and passionate about the investments that you're making for your brand and how they're paying off for your brand.
Well said. My last question for you is, in the last couple of days that you've been here, has there been anything that has interested you, a gadget or a tool or something that you've seen on the show floor?
I think that we're going to continue to see a lot more about AI and really how AI is starting to impact and come to life. I'm super interested in some of the things that we've seen around health and healthcare and where that might be going. The other thing that I think could be interesting, more industry than sort of product-based, is the notion that as marketers, we need to start to think about marketing to agents. And I think that's going to be a super interesting area for us to mine. We've been used to marketing to humans, right? And so what does it mean in the context of search and other things? I think that's just a fascinating area, and I would reflect on some of the conversations I've been having this week with our peers and in the industry. That's something that we all need to be thinking about really carefully, but it's been just a great, great show, and it's been a wonderful week.
Do you think we'll have a track for marketing for agents next year, maybe?
I certainly hope so. I mean, we need to, and maybe we don't even need to wait till next year, right? I mean, I think that is right upon us, and so very excited about that.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Emily. I really appreciate you taking the time, and everyone is glad to have your perspective on this. So
great. Thank you so much, and thank you for having me, and it was great to be here.